On January 9th, 2025, actor and filmmaker Mel Gibson appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, where he shared a devastating personal story. While recording the podcast in Austin, Texas, Gibson shared that the area where his Malibu home was located was engulfed in flames due to the Los Angeles wildfires. By the time he returned, his home had been completely destroyed. Days later, he appeared on Fox News' The Ingram Angle, discussing the fires and the challenges he faced.
Joining us now, actor and Academy Award-winning director Mel Gibson, an old friend, a Malibu resident who tragically just lost his home to the Palisades fire.
This Fox interview has gone viral, garnering 6.9 million views in just 10 days on YouTube and millions more on social media platforms like X, TikTok, and Instagram. The interview has sparked significant controversy due to Gibson's comments suggesting that the fires may have been deliberately started. While acknowledging that his theory might seem insane, he remarked, "I can make all kinds of horrible theories up in my head. Conspiracy theories and everything else. But it just seemed a little convenient that there was no water."
But they have not ruled out that arson could have started the first fire. There's obviously still investigating this, and at the same time, Mel, there are numerous complaints, as you alluded to, that the fire hydrants did not have water or water pressure, and the LA fire chief herself reacted. Watch this.
My stance on this is when a firefighter comes up to a hydrant, we expect there's going to be water. We don't control the water supply. Our firefighters are there to protect lives and property and to make sure that we're properly trained and equipped. That's my position on this. So if there's no water, I don't know how the water gets to the hydrants.
Mel Gibson responded directly to the statement made by the LA fire chief, and it was his reaction that truly captured the attention of the media.
California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things. And then in the events like this, you sort of look, well, is it on purpose? Which, it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be, I don't know. Do they want the state empty? I don't know.
Well, Mel, there's already talk, and we played a couple of sound bites of reimagining the way rebuilding occurs, and obviously there's a great need for high-density housing.
Gibson's statement drew significant attention, igniting debates online and in the media. Meanwhile, AccuWeather estimated the total damage and economic loss caused by the fires to be between $250 billion and $275 billion. A staggering figure that underscores the scale of this tragedy. Experts have since confirmed that the 2025 Los Angeles wildfires are the worst in the city's history. Over 1.2 million acres were consumed by flames, displacing hundreds of thousands of residents and destroying thousands of structures. The sheer magnitude of the fires overwhelmed firefighting resources, leading to widespread criticism of local and state preparedness for such catastrophic events. The lack of available water in critical areas, highlighted by Gibson, became a focal point of public outcry, with many questioning how infrastructure and resource management could fail so severely in a state as resource-rich as California. Numerous compilations have been made critiquing leadership in the wake of disasters like the 2025 Los Angeles wildfires. These compilations highlight a recurring theme of mismanagement, lack of preparedness, and the failure to address systemic issues before tragedy strikes. Public frustration often focuses on inadequate responses, delayed resource allocation, and infrastructure that is ill-equipped to handle the scale of such catastrophes. In California, Questions have been raised about why water reserves were inaccessible during a crisis of this magnitude, and why preventative measures like controlled burns or improved forest management weren't prioritized. Later in the interview, the discussion shifted to a lighter note as Gibson spoke about his new film, Flight Risk. He touched on the role of the film industry in offering escapism.
For the industry, times of crisis have always been good for the entertainment industry. Not that I'm saying any crisis is good, no, but I think people want, they want to be entertained during those times, and they like escapism and just for pure entertainment, which is what I was trying to do with Flight Risk anyway. It's just a pure entertainment piece. But
Gibson's reflection on escapism highlights its importance in today's culture. Escapism is not just a feature of entertainment. It's a way for people to find relief and enjoyment amidst life's challenges. Movies, music, TV shows, sports, and other forms of entertainment provide an outlet for people to momentarily forget their struggles and experience joy or excitement. This industry thrives because for so many, living is hard. Escapism offers a necessary break from life's hardships. Life is not straightforward. Every day, people face stress, challenges, and heartbreak. Take, for instance, divorce. The ending of a marriage is one of life's most painful experiences. No matter who you are, divorce is one of the hardest things a person can endure. Divorce is like a ripping apart, and when it happens, you bleed, emotionally, spiritually, and sometimes even physically. You bleed. Even if the divorce is your own fault, the pain is still very real. Divorce brings a sorrow that is surpassed by very few things. It brings deep, hard sorrow, even when you are the one responsible for the breakdown of the marriage. I remember one particular incident involving a man who attended my church. He had been unfaithful to his wife repeatedly, over and over again for years. Eventually, she had enough and decided to leave him. When she left, the sorrow in that man's life was heart-wrenching to witness. It was his own fault. Yet he experienced a level of grief and regret that was unlike anything else. Divorce leaves a wound. Never assume that someone escapes the pain of divorce unscathed. Whether they show it outwardly or not, the pain is deep and profoundly real. In the United States, approximately 41% of first marriages end in divorce. That's nearly 1 in every 2.5 marriages. Imagine the countless broken hearts this represents in our world. Now think about other life-altering challenges. Chronic diseases, sudden health crises, and terminal diagnoses can upend lives, leaving individuals and families struggling to cope. The loss of a loved one, whether through death, separation, or estrangement, creates a void that often feels impossible to fill. The grief and longing can persist for years, shaping daily life in ways that are hard to describe. Many people turn to activities, entertainment, or distractions to avoid confronting this pain directly. Economic hardships can add another layer of suffering. When bills pile up, debts grow, and the pressure to provide becomes overwhelming, the fear of losing a home, a job, or the ability to care for loved ones becomes an ever-present burden. Financial instability often drives people to seek temporary relief in distractions or hobbies, trying to escape the weight of their struggles, life's challenges. Whether they stem from divorce, health crises, loss, or financial strain, remind us of the deep wounds that many carry silently. Behind the surface of everyday life, countless hearts are burdened by pain, searching for hope and healing. Entertainment and escapism provide a momentary reprieve, offering a chance to step into another world and set aside life's challenges, even if only for a while. For some, It's a way to find inspiration or to regain the strength to face another day. While escapism cannot solve life's problems, it can be a source of comfort and renewal for many. The Bible offers a powerful invitation to all who are weary and burdened. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. This verse is a reminder that Jesus cares deeply about every struggle we face, no matter how big or small. He invites us to bring our burdens to him, promising to carry them for us. Other people will only put up with you for so long. Their patience has limits, and their willingness to listen often runs out. Friends and loved ones, though well-meaning, can only bear so much before they become weary or distracted by their own challenges. But God is not like people. God is a God who cares deeply, endlessly, and unconditionally. He doesn't grow tired of hearing your cries or listening to your burdens. His patience is infinite, and his love never fails. No matter how many times you come to him, no matter how heavy your load, God will always be there, ready to listen, comfort, and guide you. In his presence, you are never a burden. Consider the words of Jesus in Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 to 30. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Jesus doesn't promise that life will be free of challenges, but he does promise to walk with us through them. Unlike escapism, which provides temporary relief, faith in Christ offers lasting peace and hope. His presence transforms our perspective, giving us the strength to endure life's trials and the assurance that we are never alone. The interview concluded on an inspiring note, as Mel Gibson shared details about his highly anticipated film, The Resurrection, a sequel to his critically acclaimed The Passion of the Christ. Gibson revealed that the project, which has been in development for years, aims to explore the events following the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, focusing on his resurrection and the profound impact it had on his followers and the world.
You know what else we need, which I cannot wait to talk to you about at length, is the resurrection.
After working on it for 6 or 7 years with Randall Wallace and my brother, all of us kind of contributing to the writing, it's going to be something that I hardly expected. I mean, I think I told Joe the other day, he said, what's it like? I said, it's kind of like an acid trip. But you're dealing with big stuff and big questions in other realms, and it'll certainly be theologically and visually and artistically for
Beautiful.
me challenging. But